coming. On the stage with me today is Wild owner Craig Leopold. Next to him is a member of our minority ownership group in this business venture, Minnesota United FC, part owner Matt Methune. Also joining us is the president of the Grand Rapids Rise and co-chair of the MLV Board of Directors, Scott Gorsline. And last but certainly not least, a former standout at Eden Prairie High School and the University of Minnesota and a 10-time international medalist with the U.S. national team, Sarah Wilhite Parsons. Before I hand things over to our speakers, I want to turn your attention to the screens on either side of the stage and welcome to Major League Volleyball.
We're about to get this thing started for the second year.
I'm coming up, so you better get this party started.
Welcome professional volleyball.
And that will do it. Following an improbable reverse sweep victory.
Lots to celebrate here.
Started, it was really a no-brainer.
Ahora profesional, it is a pro atmosphere.
Like I'm living out a dream I didn't even know I had.
Craig, you're first.
Thank you, Dave. Good afternoon. I'm Craig Leopold, owner of the Minnesota Wild, and today's a big day for us, so we're real excited. We've been working on an opportunity to get involved in women's sports for a couple years now, and this opportunity is one that we have spent a lot of time, due diligence, looking at which is the best opportunity for us. You may understand or have heard there is another league, and this is the league that we have chosen. Interest in women's sports is at an all-time high. This is not just a moment, this is a movement. Minnesota continues to be a great supporter of women's professional sports. The Minnesota Lynx, the Minnesota Frost, and the Minnesota Aurora FC are just some examples of that. I'm extremely excited to announce that we have purchased an expansion team in Major League Volleyball that will begin play at Grand Casino Arena in January of 2027. We have been working on this, as I mentioned, for well over a year. We chose Major League Volleyball, or MLV, because we believe it is a fantastic opportunity to invest in women's sports. Bringing this team here and playing at Grand Casino Arena means more events, more opportunities for our employees, and an even greater investment in downtown St. Paul. The name, the logo, the colors for our new volleyball team will be announced in 2026. But fans can place a season ticket deposit now at mlvminnesota.com. That's mlvminnesota.com. We can't wait to get started. Our entire group of employees and all of our entire organization is aware of this. We announced it to our employees this morning. They're very excited, and this is something that we're going to have a lot of fun doing. It's going to be great for our city, and we're going to win in volleyball as well. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Matt Methune. I live here with my family in Minnesota. I work in real estate and entertainment and sports.
Okay, I'll repeat that. Matt Methune, live here in Minnesota with my family. Work in real estate and entertainment and sports. I'm involved with the Minnesota United Football Club. And just announced some big changes with that and with Major League Soccer.
But we couldn't be more proud investing in the growth of women's sports here in Minnesota. And we've got an ownership group that I'm very excited about. You know, just what I've learned in sports is it really comes down to the athletes, to the coaching staff and the overall staff, and then the team on the ground, the local team. And when I look in this room at Shane Kupperman and Kara Mulder, when I think about Tim Conley with the Minnesota Timberwolves, when I think about Chuck Runyon and Dave Mortensen, founders of Anytime Fitness, and I look at Craig Leopold, and this great organization of hockey in Minnesota and the operations that they have in place and the venue, I think we're really starting off on a good foot. And I can say my experience in sports, that passion for the sport and the community is what it's all about. And I think that's what we have here. So I'm really excited to get this going. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Scott Gorsline. I'm the president of the Grand Rapids Rise, which was the first team in Major League Volleyball. I also chair the league's board of directors. And this is why we're here, right? Women's sports has had such a great spotlight over the last number of years, finally. And finally, volleyball is getting its due. And we're here because of great ownership, a great market, great players, just the whole package. First, on behalf of the league, I'd like to thank Matt and Craig and their entire group for making this happen. They were very diligent in the process. We've been talking for probably a year and a half with Shane and many others. So we're finally here. It's an exciting time. There have been a lot of major announcements in professional sports in the state of Minnesota. 1960s with the Twins and the Vikings, 1987 with the Timberwolves, 97 with the Wild, 2015 I think was when the United joined MLS. And then women's professional sports have followed as well now. And this is another step forward for women's sports in the state of Minnesota and the Twin Cities, bringing Major League Volleyball to all of you as of today. A little bit about the league. We're entering our third season after two really successful starter seasons. We've had tremendous growth so far. We have 8 teams in the league this year. Joining us for the first time is our Dallas franchise, and we're super excited about them. Minnesota is now the third team that has signed on for the 2027 season, joining 2 other Major League-owned franchises in D.C., which is owned by the owners of D.C. United of MLS, and then Northern California, which is owned by the Sacramento Kings ownership and Vivek Ranadive. So lots of opportunities for growth, but we want to grow strategically and with the right owners in the right markets, and that's exactly what this is for us. We've had over 800,000 fans attend MLV matches over the first couple of seasons, averaging just over 4,000 a match. Our franchise in Omaha, as anybody who's followed volleyball has seen, have set all kinds of attendance records. They averaged over 10,000 a match. I personally think that Minnesota is right up there with Omaha. Huge volleyball tradition at the youth, certainly the collegiate level, with the Minnesota programming being one of the powerhouses for many years in the Big Ten and around the country. We've seen great growth in our broadcast and streaming deals. We had 10 matches broadcast nationally the first year and 45 the second season. So really great growth there. Culminating with our All-Star match on CBS last year in Indy, which was a great success. And we're also known for putting on big events. So I mentioned the All-Star game. It will be held this year. Let's see, on March 28th. We haven't announced our venue yet, but we will be soon. We have our collegiate draft next Monday, actually. We're the only league that has a collegiate draft. That will be live on Roku, and then our championships May 7th and 9th. We haven't determined our championship location yet, but that will be broadcast on ION. So why Minnesota? We've talked about it a little bit already, but it's the market and it's the ownership. It's the building, it's the fan base, it's a huge volleyball market for any of us who are embedded in this world. It's hockey, yes, and I'm a hockey guy too, but it's also a massive volleyball market. Amazing sports culture here, volleyball interest at all levels. It's truly volleyball country. And then the ownership. So listen, to have an ownership group like this is incredible. They're local, they're significant in the sports world. They get what it means to invest locally and make a team successful locally, what it means to be a part of the community. And all of those things matter. They also get what it means to be competitors on the court, but also partners in the boardroom. And that's an important thing when you're trying to grow any league, to have people who are naturally competitive, and they should be when they're playing games, but when they're sitting down trying to grow the league, they're working together in a positive way. Yeah, and then this venue. I mean, it's one of the premier venues in the country, and we're really, really proud, and our players will love playing in it. So yeah, we couldn't be more excited to welcome Minnesota to MLV starting in 2027. Thanks.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Wilhite Parsons, and I'm just so honored to be here. I just want to say thank you to the ownership group for having me, and I have so many memories of playing volleyball in Minnesota, and one happened right here. I was at Eden Prairie High School, and we played here both my junior and senior year in the state tournament. And honestly, some of the best memories, I was just saying that my maybe top game I've ever been a part of was my junior year state championship here. We won 22-20 in the fifth set, and that's a crazy volleyball game right there. So yeah, I'm just really honored to be here. And then I went to University of Minnesota and finished up in 2016, and back then when we decided what's next, we had to go overseas. And especially if we wanted to be a part of the national team, which I had the privilege of being a part of for 7 years, we had to go overseas to play. And so it's just surreal to be up here hearing about a professional team coming to my hometown. And so I feel really honored to, even just be in this space. And the future for volleyball is just so bright. I feel like it's growing everywhere, but it's especially growing here in Minnesota. And I'm just really grateful and excited to just see it continue to grow. These young players able to come right down the road to a game where they get to watch professional volleyball. Like it feels like a dream even as I'm speaking it. And I have the privilege of I'm playing in Omaha for the Omaha Supernovas this upcoming season. It'll be my first season with MLV. I just had a baby back in January. And that's another thing that's so surreal is I get to come back after having a child and play in the U.S. And that's just so unique and so powerful for women's sports. And I'm really, really, again, I've said it over and over again, but I'm so grateful to just be in this position where I get to be a part of welcoming volleyball, professional volleyball to Minnesota. So thank you.
Great.
Thank you all. Before we open it up for questions really quick, I'd like to invite Scott, Matt, and Craig to come up. Okay, we'd like to open up for questions from the media. I'll have you just raise your hand. We have a microphone going around as well, so please introduce us to yourself. For those,
Can I just say one thing?
You
first,
always
Dave?
can, yeah.
Sarah, I don't want to get thrown out of the league for tampering, but I just want to say you're the kind of player that we want to have on our team.
So does Grand Rapids.
Just saying, sorry.
We have a controversy already. Okay, questions?
Craig, what made you join this league as opposed to the League One volleyball?
Well, as we indicated, we've been working on studying volleyball and both leagues for at least a year and a half, maybe 2 years. We early on decided that women's volleyball was a good investment and really good for us in this market. So that only took us probably a couple months, but we spent a lot of time on determining which league was best for our skill set and what value do we as an organization bring to which league we decide to go with. And we felt like our skill set is our knowledge of our market, our ability to sell tickets, our ability to sell sponsorship. You know, that's what we do, and that's who we are. And this was the only league that would permit us to do that on our own here versus having the league do it for us, which they'll sell the tickets, they'll sell the sponsorships, but we thought, you know, that's what our value is. So that's why we decided on Major League Volleyball as the best fit for our strengths, and that's why we're here today. Exactly. It's almost a PE model where the private investors are coming in around the country to buy teams in different markets, but they're not from that market and they don't have an organization. So we will likely have around 18 people that will work exclusively on MLV, and they'll be the ones selling everything. And the other league didn't have that. We just knew that we could sell more tickets than a league that was headquartered out of New York or New Jersey or wherever they are. Yep.
Hi, Heidi Wigdal with Carol Oven. Can you talk about the potential economic impact this could have?
Who did you ask the question to?
She asked about the economic.
Really, whoever wants to answer.
Oh,
that.
whoever wants it. I'll start, and maybe Scott, you can jump in, and Mike, Matt, you may be able to help us as well. The answer to that question is still yet to be determined. Okay, but we know that there's 12 to 14 home games. We're going to be playing in our arena here. We feel like our model has likely around 8,000. So a lot of it depends on what time of the week, what day of the week is the game going to be. And that means hotel rooms. It means people coming in and eating, flying into the city with the teams. So it's just another uplift. It'll be another 18 events that we'll have in our arena here. And, those are the kinds of things that elevates a community. And, we're proud to be part of that. Scott or Matt, if anybody.
Yeah, I'll just say real quickly, I think Minnesota is top 4 markets in the country. And I think there's about 17,000 youth players. And so when we were just here watching the high school state competition, as Craig just said, it's the restaurants and it's the hotels. And so with that built-in fan base, I think it's going to be a pretty significant impact.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's, Craig mentioned that they're hiring a separate staff of 18-ish, and that's, and then you have the volleyball players, there's 14 to 16 of them, and trainers and all of the other ancillary volleyball staff too, and providing, like you said, more nights at the arena, which gives the arena employees more opportunities, and then all of the surrounding businesses, bars, restaurants, et cetera. So a lot of impact for sure.
Hi, my name is over here, Regina Medina. I'm with NPR News. My understanding is there is going to be a league volleyball team here, and I guess I wanted to know, can St. Paul or the region support 2 volleyball teams?
I'll start with that one. The question is, could this market support 2 volleyball teams? That is an interesting question. When we were doing our due diligence, we assumed that there would be 1 in this market. And really, you know, we feel very confident in our ability to be successful and put the right team out there and sell the tickets the right way. I have to question whether it's appropriate to put 2 teams in one market like this. There is 2 in Atlanta, and there's 2 in Nebraska, Omaha. Scott, I'll let you answer how those markets are doing.
Yeah, so I would say it's definitely not ideal to be going head to head in new markets. But I would also say that this group, this arena, you know, you really can't, in my opinion, compete with what they offer. So I think, you know, these guys will do what they do, and they'll do it the right way and let the chips, you know, fall where they may, I would say. The other 2 markets that we compete in are Omaha. Our Omaha franchise, which Sarah will be playing for, has huge attendance numbers compared to their competitor. The Atlanta market, it's such a massive market. I think their attendance is probably roughly equal. Our team is in the north, theirs is in the south. That's definitely a market that could support 2 teams for sure. But yeah, listen, we just have to do what we're here to do, and we know these guys will. So and let the rest of it play out.
Jess Myers from the St. Paul Pioneer Press. Just probably for Craig. Got the Wild, you've got the Frost, you've got all of the high school tournaments between January and May. You know, what's it going to be like to put 18 more events in this building? How do you shoehorn them in, I guess?
That's a very good question. Kelly's asked that question a couple times. Kelly, who runs our arena. We will likely have weekends where we'll have afternoon volleyball and maybe hockey games. So that'll be one way that we can attack it. Weekends are very big for both of those. So, you know, we think weekend dates are great. They're very good for hockey as well. But it's, you know, it's being done in other markets. It can happen. But we are, you know, that'll be one of our challenges to make it work.
Any other questions? Okay. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Thanks, everybody who watched online, and thanks to our speakers as well. And we're excited about MLV Minnesota.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta talk to you right now. Excuse me. All right. Here we go. Exciting. I know we're off and running. Yeah. This is the easy part, right? I'll build it.
It is. It's very exciting.